Let's explore the core components of the Personal Data Governance Framework and how they work together to establish a secure ecosystem. When planning a business trip or preparing to study abroad, some of the requisite procedures can feel quite cumbersome. Fortunately, Across is a system that completes all these necessary steps. For instance, if you are planning a trip from Greece to study in Germany, Across will guide you through the steps required to carry out these procedures. Here we have a series of steps, such as searching for a university, paying tuition and fees, and applying for grants. During the execution of these steps, various services will be involved in this process, some of which will request your personal data. Once you have planned the trip, the Transparency dashboard will automatically display the services for which you need to provide consent to use your personal data. At this point, you haven't given consent to any service. Let's take a closer look at the services requiring consent. They are listed here. You can choose to grant or deny consent. Let's grant consent for one of them and learn what personal data will be used for this service. Some of the personal data is mandatory, while other details are optional. For example, phone number is optional. Let's only select the necessary ones and proceed to create the consent. Once you've created the consent, you can manage the consents you have given. Here you can see the consent that was just created for that particular service. You also have the option to deny or revoke this consent. If you choose to revoke it, you'll remove the consent and need to grant it again. Additionally, you can withdraw all consents using the panic button. This essentially revokes all consents you've granted so far. By placing users at the center of data governance, this framework establishes trust and confidence. With real-time control, users can rest assured that their data is in safe hands. You can also view these consents from a different perspective, based on the personal data being used. For example, if you check out date of birth, you'll see the services utilizing that particular detail. From here, you can also choose to withdraw consent. Aside from granting consent, you can also define your usage policies. The Citizen Data Ownership module empowers individuals to manage their personal data by granting or withdrawing consents. This module ensures compliance with the GDPR and provides granular control over data sharing. The Usage Control module enforces data usage policies, safeguarding users' interests. It applies GDPR consents and International Data Spaces Association policies. The policy we've set for using data within a certain time interval will be enforced throughout the journey, ensuring data is used as per your preferences. The Personal Data Usage Enforcement module ensures data integrity and consent adherence and acts as a protective shield for user information. All these actions, including the creation of usage policies, can be reviewed in the Event Logs window. On the dashboard, you'll find an overview of consents granted. In this case, there are 4 services using personal data in this journey. When we initiate that service during the journey, it will provide the personal data only within the specified time interval. Moreover, it will only provide this data if you've granted consent. If you haven't granted consent, this service won't access this data. For instance, consent is required to use a particular service during the enrollment stage. This newfound confidence opens doors to cross-border services, enhancing digital experiences while ensuring data security. Over the course of the journey, you can also create consents, similar to the ones created from the Transparency dashboard.